But anyways, we are back with another Champions League night tonight with matches such as Lille and Chelsea, Atletico Man United, Ajax, Benfica, Villarreal and Juventus. First leg is concluding after these last bunch, and then we're going to get to the second leg where it's do or die. So today's menu, here is today's menu. This is what we will be discussing. This is where I will be throwing in my predictions. So before I move on to the matches happening tonight on Tuesday and tomorrow night on Wednesday, I want to briefly just touch about the matches, the first matches that took place, just under the first leg as well. So Man City Sporting, PSG, Real Madrid, those types of matches. Yeah, that's the menu that was for last week. I did a prediction video on this. So let's start with Sporting and Man City there. I'm not really going to say much. I expect the one match, not even the one match. Okay. The one match where I was quite disappointed was the Bayern and Salzburg match. I just want to say it now. I am so sorry for undermining Salzburg because I think they did such a brilliant job against Bayern. Bayern were not up for it. They were not woke. They were literally losing that match up until the end. They're lucky to get a draw. So I don't know what's happening with Bayern there. I expected a Salzburg thrashing courtesy of Bayern, but that didn't happen. But either ways, I still think come second leg, Bayern are still gonna, wake up. They're gonna come to that match all energized, all ready, to win it and move on. And I think they're gonna literally move on. Unless they don't, then it's gonna be like. And then PSG, Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, Real Madrid. What was happening? Firstly, that was the two matches that I was really excited for, and that was the one biggest one, which is the one that I watched on Tuesday. And honestly, I expected more, more oomph, more drama, more like, it's a big match. And I think that Carlo Ancelotti decided to go the total opposite. We were literally playing defensive from the get-go, which was a bit disappointing. It looked like we wanted a draw. I mean, I was hoping for a draw as a worst-case scenario, us actually playing the match and getting a draw, which is like, okay, at least, but like to not even, try and attack, that was very disappointing. And obviously that last-minute goal that shot me straight in the heart because it literally looked like we were gonna go for a 0-0. And obviously Mr. Kylian Mbappe, he did his thing, and now, PSG has the advantage going into the Santiago Bernabeu. But luckily, I think Real Madrid is still gonna turn up when we are, back at home. And then lastly, Inter and Liverpool. That was also the one match I was very excited to see. And I did expect Liverpool to win, but I expected, like a really interesting match. And I think it kind of was in its way. Inter showed who they were, and then also Liverpool turned up the heat towards the end as well. So yeah, But now to tonight and tomorrow evening. Let's start with Chelsea versus Lille. Like, I don't really pay attention that much to the French league. I was super shocked to find that Lille are sitting 11th in the table. I was like, is this the same team that won the league last season? Just not 5 years ago, just now. I was like, what's happening? And obviously you have Chelsea, not really playing great, but they're getting their wins either way. And, Ziyech, he's doing the tits. And obviously they have their own issues with like La Caca and like Fortnite. And it's like I don't know. I feel like ever since Reese and Chilwell, got taken out of the equation, things have been going a little bit downhill. But I think between these two, I think Chelsea just has their shit together more than Lille does. And as much as I'd like to see an upset with Lille, winning over the both legs or managing to advance through the next stage, and the reigning champions, set packing, as much as I'd like to see such an upset, I don't think that it's happening. And I think that, over both legs, Chelsea will beat Lille, even if it's a 1-0 score. And then the match where I was debating whether it should get its own separate video because there's just so much drama. Atletico de Madrid and then Man United. Whew. At one point, it was literally the battle of the mids. And I think it's one of the matches most of us are really excited to see, or are really keen to see, because it's just, you look at these two teams and it's literally all about who's less bad, who's less terrible, who's less shit, because that's who's gonna make it through. That's basically it. You have Atletico de Madrid, also them. They just won the title just last season. You know, like, it's not that long ago. And it's almost like they are crumbling. They don't have an identity. Like, I was so shocked to find out, because I wasn't watching that match because it was a Champions League night where they lost against Levante. I was like, is that how low the bar has gone? That they're losing to a team at the bottom of the table in Levante. And I feel like with some matches such as this one, they had like a comeback. You know, they were supposed to lose, but in the name of comebacks, they managed to win that match. And I think that's the thing with, I feel like if the Atletico de Madrid that is dirty, that fights and that wrestles, and literally most of the time the ball is out, or people are arguing, people are pushing, biting, kicking, whatever. If that type of Atletico de Madrid show up to the Champions League, then I think they have a chance to win, because I don't know what Diego Simeone is doing. I don't know what's wrong with the team. I don't know if it's a clash of systems. I don't know what's happening, but whatever we are seeing right now is clearly not working, and I think they need to go back to who they were, because clearly who they're trying to be is not working out. And it's like, oh my actual word, this is Atletico de Madrid. And then you have Manchester United. I will give them credit. Last few matches, like the Leeds match, they weren't that terrible. You were starting to see that, okay, this is what they're trying to do. And it's like, okay, good for them. But then you take the overall picture of Manchester United, and it's like, the standard procedure was like, they take the lead, and then half time, and then second half begins, and then the opposing team scores, and then it ends up being a draw. That was literally the standard procedure for Manchester United, but I think they're starting to improve. And taking these two teams, both of them been very average, you know, that's just the facts. And taking into account that Manchester United are starting to look like they're getting their shit together, and taking into consideration that Cristiano Ronaldo technically owns Atletico de Madrid, you know, statistically speaking, then I think Manchester United have an edge over Atletico de Madrid. But I do not want to commit myself to saying that Manchester United will advance through the next stage, because with these two teams, you just don't know what you are going to get, and that's the entertaining part, sadly. And then Villarreal, the Yellow Submarines versus the Juventus, you know. Again, both of them at the time, they were not in a great position league-wise, and were not playing well. Like, form-wise, they would just bang out of it. And now I think both of them are improving in their respective leagues. Villarreal have been showing signs of improvement in La Liga, and they are starting to look like a team. And yeah, and then Juventus as well, you know, they brought in the man Vlahovic, and he's been doing the things. And I think just because of that signing, that one particular signing, I think Juventus's chance just went up, you know, greatly. And I think between these two, I want it to be an interesting battle between the two. I really, really want it. And as a Juventus mini fangirl, I like watching Juventus. I just think that, yes, Juventus have not been at their greatest, and you know, it's been long coming now, and they need a lot of work. But I just think that they have greater players, you know, quality in their squad. It's just a bit better than Villarreal. And now with, you know, the man that knows how to score goals, I think that Juventus have an edge over Villarreal, and they are going to advance through the next stage. And then we move on to Benfica and Ajax, which, you know, Benfica was supposed to be Real Madrid's team until that whole Champions League redraw, that shambles. But I just think with this one, I don't have much to say. I just think that Ajax, you know, should should win this over both legs. I'm not saying Benfica is an easy team, but I just think from what we have seen from Ajax during the group stages that, you know, they got this in the bag. And that is my thoughts, my predictions for the matches that are happening tonight and tomorrow. What are yours? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, another video will come, you know, before the second leg so that I, you know, can wrap my thoughts and enjoy the Champions League.